And take a look at buffed Wartortle. And I know I had someone send me some gameplay with that as well. I really appreciate it. But at the end of the day, I decided to try to build the Pokemon myself because I honestly think this Pokemon is so funny, I wanted to have it in my collection. That is basically it. Does this Pokemon do anything? Let's find out together. So, what makes this Pokemon interesting is of course the recent buff of Aqua Jet, which gives it now a very strong, cheap water type move, which is very nice in the current meta, which we see also on the Golisopod, who tries to use against the Blastoise. But not only this, it's also going to have way more bulk than, for example, Blastoise has, because it needs to be basically level 50, minus level 49.5, but it's nice shiny and this was the best one that I had in my storage. And so, yeah, this team is going to be quite simple. Again, we have Gasload like in, most likely 2 videos ago for you. I'm going to record this directly after the last video, but there's going to be most likely a video for Center Scorch at this point already on the channel, so definitely check that one out as well. Also leave a like, of course, on this video if you want to. But, yeah, this team here, you can also use a different Dragon-type Pokemon in the lead. It's not needed to be the Gasload. I think Gasload is currently the best Dragon-type Pokemon. But Dragon-type Pokemon make a lot of sense together with the Water types here, as they kind of cover each other quite well, especially like Dragon-type Pokemon being able to resist Grass as well as Electric-type moves, while Water-type Pokemon are going to be able to resist the Ice-type moves that Dragon-type Pokemon don't really want to face. It just works out really well together. Benefit for Gasloud is it's going to be better against something like a Sableye, something like a Drapier and stuff like this. But you also have the negative side of the lead here of Gasloud that I think might be actually even a bit worse, which is that you're weak to fighting because your Say-Stop of Blastoise has a Rock-type Force move, which is also like basically resisted for fighting. So there could be other Dragon alternatives that I could see make a lot of sense for it. One of them would be maybe something like a Dragonite, which gonna be fine, unless like Electric-type Pokemon can be a bit more tricky. But you have to see, maybe Latias as a dragon, and it's like, that is also of course more of a joke there. But yeah, like something that would be able to resist fighting would be kind of cool. But generally speaking, any kind of Dragon-type Pokemon should do the job there. We're going to be able to go and knock out the opponent's Pokemon here. Here's one of the reasons why we need a Fighting-type a Dragon-type Pokemon here, because you're going to have a Grass-type against us. We need some nice answers for it. You could actually run Ice Beam on the Blastoise on this one here, but I just like Skullbish. I like Skullbish on Blastoise, I like Skullbish on the Lapras. Having the option now with fast moves to get there quick and just basically boost yourself up, it's just nice. Like, it is just nice. Like, you cannot really say anything against it. Like, if you ask someone, do you rather want to have a lot of damage at a coverage or like a lot of damage in the self boost? I would most of the times just take the self boost, because at the end of the day, it's just gonna allow you to survive hits longer, and that's kind of cool. Here, sometimes it can be an issue if we go up against something like more Peko, of course, but here again, the Gasload is actually the best answer for more Peko, just generally speaking there. And so, like, at least we have like something to deal with it. Again, I wish that Blastoise would be a bit faster. What really would make this team even better is if there was even a faster move to get to than Hydro Cannon. If they had like a 35 energy move, it would be lovely. Maybe something like a Greninja could work out as well, but then again, you have double target typing there, which wouldn't work out. So yeah, here of course we want to have Blastoise together with its pre-evolution in this team. So we're going to have a Golisopod against us. What do we do here? What we really would like to do is we would like to get them low, because okay, they swap out into Credilli, which is absolutely amazing for us, by the way. But as soon as you're going to get the Golisopod low, we're going to have the option to roll out them down and get a ton of energy while not really giving up too much in the same time as well. So that is kind of what we want to do here as well. We're going to have Credilli again. Then very later, of course, just going to go for the Rock Tomb, dropping our attack. But we still should be able to get to another charge move. And at this point, Credilli is kind of down anyway. I don't really care what they do, they let the move go through. Good job there. We're going to get rid of the Grass type while we have 2 Water types in the back. Here I took a little bit too long, most likely, to swap out, but it is what it is. We're going to get out the Sandslash, which is going to go for a Drill Run. And we're going to try our best to go for the Hydro Cannon here. They go into the Golisopod, catch the move, but what they don't know is I'm actually quite okay with that, because I need to get some damage onto them anyway. I still can go for the full farm down. I still should be able to end up here with a charge move stored. While they still have 2 shields, I have 1 shield. I could go for the Skullbish for the memes, I don't. But I still have my Wartortle in the back, and Wartortle gonna be able to resist the fast move, do a lot of fast move pressure, has access to Aqua Jet, which you get to quite fast, I feel like we're safe here, because I don't even think a drill run is going to two-shot me. I think they need 3 drill runs here in order to do anything, and that is going to be something that is going to be so nice for the Wartortle. It's just the pure amount of bulk that you have here, combined with some nice force move pressure, and now even charge move pressure. It's just lovely, and as you will see here, we're going to be able to win the battle. Next up, we're going to have the Drapion here. This is going to be a Pokemon that is going to be fine for us, unless they are running Sludge Bomb. By the way, which I actually didn't even say, I went immediately 5-0 with this team, which is kind of funny. So like, yeah, this team definitely can work out quite well, because as you see as well, I actually went, I think, on a 7-game win streak with this team, with the Wartortle. I now did one more set as well today. It didn't go that well, I went 2-3 in this one, but I feel like I kind of had very unlucky matchups, which I didn't really have the day prior, which is totally okay, to be fair. Like, it just happens. Sometimes you don't have you have sets where even like the Pokemon that you're going to face are not going to be the Pokemon that you would really imagine, or like are always kind of in the perfect position against you. Those sets just happen. Like, doesn't really mean that the team is bad. I actually do think that this team works out quite well. And so here we're going to be able to let the move go through. It is going to be the Frenzy Plant, as anything else would have not knocked us out. We still have our Dragon-type Pokemon for it. We try to go for the Sludge Bomb. We get to the Sludge Bomb. If they let the move go through, they still survive, but I would put them into the range where we can go for the full farm down with the Wartortle. And as you can see here, Frenzy Plant is coming through here. It's going to connect, and we can go for the full farm down. Aqua Water gunning him down. And as you will see here as well, the Drapion is coming through. This is going to be a crunch. This is going to be fine, as we are going to be able to go for the full farm down here eventually as well. We're gonna have to use another shield. It's very little in Aqua Tail, but we have now 2 charge moves basically stored for the Lapras. We have to still go for it, because I don't really want to risk it that they survive the water guns for too long. We win the CMP tie here anyway. I do think? I actually don't know. Like, Wartortle is really bulky, so it could be even that we would lose the CMP tie. Doesn't really matter. We win the battle here. Good game to the opponent. As you'll see here as well, this is going to be a 5-0, which is perfect for us. This is going to allow us to climb up a little bit higher with this one, and we can move on for a few more battles now. So, we're going to see Thackery here. Thackery is going to be definitely a Pokemon that you want to face in the lead. To be fair, you should just go straight for the Brutal Swings. I don't really think that the Sludge Bomb really helps you for this matchup. It just is a bit too risky. Like, yes, you're going to get either guaranteed KO or guaranteed shield, but afterwards you're going to end up in a position where the opponent has still a ton of energy and you just don't. And that is not really working too well for us. As you see here, I'm actually going to invest the shield, because I know that I don't really want to battle against the grass type with my backline, and they still get to another move here, and I do definitely regret here going for the Sludge Bomb. You can still go up to the Sludge Bomb though, and then I would just go for Brutal Swing. I don't think that it really benefits you to do anything else, to be fair. Anyway, as you will see, we're going to have here the Morpeko coming in, which is really bad for my backline, and so I can use a shield here, or I can trust into the Wartortle. Can we win with this boy? Let's see. We're going to try our best. We let the move go through here. Let's see what they're going to go for. It is going to be the Psychic Fangs. And so now we're debuffed. And I'm going to stop onto my Blastoise. I should try to get to a Hydro Cannon, but I'm not too sure if this is going to work out for us or not. Let's see if this is going to work out. We will be able to just go ahead and go for the Hydro Cannon against a Lapras. But we need to get them kind of low anyway. So I don't actually think that this is going to be that bad for us. We're gonna be able to just go ahead and go for the Skull Bash. We're gonna try our best to go for the full Fauna, because I don't think they're gonna knock us out here. And so let's see how this is gonna go. We're gonna be able to go for the swap out into the Wartortle as well. That is absolutely amazing, and we will be able to now get the Morpeko out. They survive with 1 HP, but even if they knock me out, I still just have one more fast move to go to knock them out with my Blastoise, and then we have our Hydro Cannon here even to knock them out. And yeah, that's gonna be it for this battle. Of course, we're gonna be able to win this one here, and we can move on to the next one. Next up, we're going to have Jumpluff in the lead. That is basically the worst possible Pokemon to encounter here. Jumpluff is the one Pokemon you don't want to see. To be fair, I don't really see it that often anymore. Like, I feel like Jumpluff kind of, had a decrease in popularity for sure from what I have seen so far. So yeah, as you'll see, we're gonna have the Blastoise coming in here again. We are in a bit of an awkward spot. I let the move go through, expecting that they have Aerial Ace and Acrobatics, because they already showed Acrobatics. No, they don't. And so they even got the defense drop there onto us. Everything doesn't really go in like how we would like to see it so far. And of course, I'm forced to let the move go through. We have like 1 HP there, so it is what it is. We will try our best. We're gonna go ahead and swap out into our Gustload. We can try to go for the full knockout, but I don't actually want to do the knockout. Why do I not want to do the knockout? Because I would like to keep the energy for later on for the other Pokemon for the Jumpluff. I would like to get some energy here, which will allow me then to go for some Ice Beam action against the Jumpluff here, where I'm going to be able to outspeed them and go for the Ice Beam. Does it work out? Let's find out. It does. We're going to be able to knock them out. In comes Feraligatr, and this is going to be very, very cool, because now we are going to be able to use a shield? Wait, is it that cool? It is not that cool. I have nothing to hit this Pokemon. That's the one issue about Wartortle. You don't have the coverage for other Water-type Pokemon. You have the coverage with Ice Beam, which at least came in clutch there. But sadly, we just don't really get there. There's a one way of fixing this issue if you build a purified version of it. But like, nah, I don't think that's even a good idea, to be fair. I do think Ice Beam is generally the better coverage move against especially like the Pokemon that you don't want to face, which are Dragon and Grass-type Pokemon. So I don't really think there's a point of just hitting Water-type Pokemon, which is at least still neutral in both ways. Yeah, I don't really think it really works out otherwise. But anyway, we're going to see here the Sludge coming in. We're going to try our best to go for another Aqua Jet here soon as well. And as you will see here, the opponent can go for another Sludge. We can still survive. We are very, very bulky here, which is really, really cool. And they use the shield here, which allows them, of course, to survive that move. But I feel like even one more would be nearly enough to knock them out, which would be really nice as well here. But they're going to let the move go through here. We're going to just let the Weezing take the KO. But we have still Hydro Cannons coming their way, which is going to hopefully allow us to get some nice KOs here as well. But they use another shield. So are they kind of scared of my Water type? Sludge is coming through. They still have 2 Pokemon in the back there, of course. It's going to be a close one. We're going to use another move. It's going to be another shield. It's going to be another Sludge there. What are they? Like, they have been in there with that Weezing basically the entire game. I feel like showcases on how good Weezing can be as well. Because they have the Melima in there for a bit as well. But yeah, Melima's coming back in here. It's going to get the KO. There's nothing that I can do here, right? It's actually okay. Claydol. I can go for Brutal Swings. I have to time it right. I time it perfectly actually here. And here I think I make a mistake. Because what I feel like is that a Sludge Bomb actually would have done more damage here. And I go for the Brutal Swing because I think Sludge Bomb is just does more base, definitely does more damage. And I still don't get punished there for it, but that was a very silly play from me. And this is like the situational awareness where I have to definitely get a bit more better, I guess there, like a little bit better. At least where it might not be the normal play that you would go for, but in those really small situations, there might be some different plays that help you out a bit more. In this case, for example, going for a Sludge Bomb, which is a non-step move that is usually not even considered being a great move, but does more damage compared to the Brutal Swing, even though Brutal Swing has stab, because of how much more energy Sludge Bomb needs and how much more damage it generally does, because I think it's like 55 with this 80 damage, I think. I think it's 80 for the Sludge Bomb, which is not great. But it's still like 55 plus 20% is not 80, so like you definitely do more damage with a Sludge Bomb in a neutral scenario if you just hit it once. If you go by damage per energy, it's better to go for Brutal Swing. Anyway, we have another Melima here. I don't really like the matchup for Melima with the Gustload. Like, I don't really like it too much for my Gustload because I always am scared of the superpower, I have to say. And here I maybe make a bit of a mistake. They're gonna go for another superpower, and they have a Diggersby in the back. I didn't really expect that they would have a Diggersby in the back here, but funny to see this Pokemon again. Diggersby kinda, I wouldn't say vanished, like that would be too much, but it's definitely kind of got a bit of a decrease in popularity. We're going to be able to catch a Fire Punch here, which is going to be great for us. We can go for some Brutal Swings, and they maybe didn't think that I would swap out of this scenario where I have a Water type against a Ground type Pokemon, but I feel like maybe Wartortle has still a lot of play in the back there, so that's kind of why I would like to keep it. I can go for more of a Brutal Swing spam here, and I think they're going to be in just like one Dragon Tail range in order to get knocked out afterwards, but they swap out into the Melima, and what do I do now? I'm going to use a shield because they're forced to go for a superpower or something. They go for the foul play, I can go for the knockout. I think I'm fine. I think the opponent's Diggersby is out of energy, and they are, and so we win. Final battle for today. Horrible lead. Yeah, this is going to be basically impossible unless the opponent makes a mistake. For example, staying in for a little bit too long and giving me some damage. And then they reveal what they have in the bag. And I know already that there is very likely Claydol lurking. Why do I think it's a Claydol that's lurking here? Because it is very likely Wigglytuff Double Ground, which my girlfriend was playing as well, which I had even in my top team list as well, with, by the way, also Claydol included. But the thing here is, if they swap out into the Marowak, they don't have Gastrodon in the back, because Gastrodon would have been the better swap into a Water-type Pokemon than a Marowak would be. And so I can guess at this point already that they're very likely going to have this Pokemon here in the back, the Claydol. And now it's basically a Wartortle against a Claydol. It's still a win, like a possible win for sure here, right? Do I go for the shield or not? I go for the shield, because I do think even a Rock Tomb does more damage than anything that the Wigglytuff could do against me. And so I get a ton of energy here, and I do think there is some potential. They go for the Swift, and I can of course get the shield here with the Aqua Jet. Can I reach another Aqua Jet? I'm bulky. I survived some moves here already. Can I get there in time? It's gonna be very close. I am gonna have to swap out of here, try to transfer some of the energy there over, but I couldn't, and the opponent is going to be able to get the KO here. This is going to be it for this video. Good games to the opponent. Of course, they cannot got hard work there, but it is what it is. See you then. Bye bye.